What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe? How are we doing all today? See my boy Wolfie in the chat. How you doing, Wolfie? You vibing over there with your la-to-dee-doo bit bopping? Oh, my days. Doop, 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 doop. Just bopping along here, everybody. What's going on, Guta? Lord Megatron, Sopper, Foxy. Tribe Talks at a new time. Just a little bit delayed today, that's all, buddy. I probably should have put out a PSA, but being fucking lazy, I guess, is the only way to really say that. I was being fucking lazy, guys. So sorry about that. Step up, I'm assuming. Congrats. What? Step up. Hi, Mac. How you doing, buddy? You okay? Good to see you in the chat. I know a couple of people were waiting. Yeah, it's alright. Let them wait. You know what I mean? Treat them mean, keep them keen. I can speak. I know how to talk and things. What's going on, Johnny Boy? How you doing today, mate? It is indeed Bubba Joe. It is podcast day. It'd be really great if these podcasts got like 1,000 people in the chat. That would be sick. Cod past day. Cod past day. Cod pasta day. Cod and pasta day. Not really a great combo, cod and pasta, I don't think. Cod and chips makes sense, right? Cod and chips is a staple. But cod and pasta, maybe not. Ready for the Six Nations starting Friday? Bodie, like you don't believe, baby. Like you don't believe. Because on the 7th of February, I am going to Rome with my brothers to go watch Wales lose to Italy in rugby. So I can't wait. Joining for the start, but sleeping soon? No worries, Roy. It's good to have you in the chat again, my dude. I can pasta some cod. Could you copy pasta, though? That's the true meaning of the word. Rome is the only Six Nations stadium you haven't gone to. I've obviously been to the Principality. I've been to the one in I haven't been to the one in Edinburgh. Sorry, I've been to Dublin. I've been to Twickenham. I've not been to Stade de France, and I've not been to Rome. Dublin's awesome, to be fair. It's the only pain in the arse with Dublin is the stadium is out of the fucking way. That's the only problem. I love the city. I love the city. Dublin's awesome. It's a great time, Dublin. But we're here. Congrats on the Gungi. Thank you so much, Tommy Robin. Appreciate you, buddy. This new guild is not the Murder Bear Syndicate. I've completely left there now. It's all in the past now, in a place I already pissed off my music by accidentally leaving caps lock. Well, I mean, Soppy, you had it coming, buddy. You had it coming. How dare you talk with caps lock on? What are you? Yelling all the time? Nobody likes that. Nobody likes that. Of course, Roy. Chuck it in the Discord, and then you can watch back the playback later, yeah? Because we usually do the answers at the end. Oh my god. Oh. I'm tired today, guys. I mean, what else is new? I'm tired every day, right? I'm always fucking tired. Are we all looking forward to getting Batcha next week? That should be good. That should be golden. No, it looks like we've got new territory wars up. Yeah, go ahead ahead and quickly join that bad mamma jamma. Smuggler's Run 2, almost missed it. Can't be doing that. Do. You're kicking it. So you're kicked already. Good start. Yeah, I mean that would be a good start. I'm tired from running a TB where we added 2 stars. Nice one, Bodhi. Sick improvements, mate. 2 additional stars is a huge deal. 2 stars is a big deal. What's going on, Lives of 9? How you doing today, buddy? Sorry, I missed you. Missed you jumping in there. Missed you jumping in, my good sir. Mike's Guild. I don't know that one, Top. I don't know that one, I'll be honest with you, mate. But I hope you have a good time there. I sincerely hope that you have the time of your life. So just as a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, Tuesday is Batch's kit reveal. I'm rocking just under 16k crystals right now, so I'll probably once again buy the 5-pack. I'll hopefully get a decent pull, you never know. But apart from that, I will be doing a giveaway for Batcher shards, same as last time. I believe that the shards that we had for Omega Fugitive went out, but they went out very late, and I'm very sorry about that. Breakdown of communication between me and Meathead, but everybody who won in the Omega Fugitive marquee, you should have your shards now. So sorry. I had one guy, he told me he got 83 shards in that giveaway, so that is fucking sick. We'll be doing it again, so make sure you tell your friends. I'll obviously put out an announcement on my Discord server. I'll do an event for it in my Discord server, and I'll invite everybody to it, and we'll go from there. Oh, is the music a bit loud? Apologies, guys. Sorry. Do. It's a guild that's in the Huts Hangout. Oh, okay, fair. Happy up. What's going on, Ryrock? How you doing, buddy? Hoping I could buy the 5 pull for her and be done. Oh, yeah, wouldn't that be nice, Foxy? Hey, what's going on, Mark? How you doing? Like, you put out an announcement for Tribe Talks questions? Yeah, I totally did, yeah. Since you couldn't do it for Omega, yeah. I mean, like, theoretically, I could do the 10-pack pull, but again, I don't think that Batcher is particularly worth it at this point. But I'm sure we'll get into that when we're talking in the Tribe Talks podcast in full. Right now, we're just in the preamble, a little bit of the warm up. You know what I mean, guys? You know what I mean. All right, Carthrix ready. I'll kick the voice call off. That's gonna fuck up my camera briefly. And then I'll just have to fix the camera because, you know, it just has a hard time dealing with.
I'll pre your amble.
Whoa,
ooh, baby.
Get all up in that amble, mate. How you doing, Wolfie?
What's happening?
What's happening?
I just love that no matter what happens, Scribe's camera always goes to shit the second we start a Discord call.
Dude,
yeah.
The green and purple is freaking awesome. You gotta keep that. We gotta have a whole
Just
Tribe
leave it
Talks
the
just
whole
green and
damn
purple.
You know how many streamers pay for that feature? I'm just saying.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's just because it tries to turn my camera on and my camera's already been occupado. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's
So
that's
it's a
why.
feature, not a bug.
That's how they would call it. Yeah, that's definitely how they would call it.
Working as intended, or else, you know, something like that.
I mean, yeah, working as intended doesn't mean it was intended to work very well, right? So it was just it's supposed to be this shit. Yeah. Welcome to the shit show. Send me the batch shards,
Depends what the
Kittings.
intention was.
Karth, you can get some batch shards if you happen to win the prizes on Tuesday.
I don't know. Just put my name in the winners column, please and thank you.
Yeah, I'll give Meathead 5 winners, and it'll just be my ally code 5 times. And then I'll get like, yeah.
Karthik is gonna win. No, Karth's gonna win. He's just gonna be like playing his own game. It's just gonna be the game of I put my credit card number in and I win shards.
The game is do I get
code.
6 stars at a vault, or does it take a vault plus 7,000 crystals? Like, that's the question.
Yeah, yeah. A vault or a vault and a third. Nearly. Just yeah, it's good times.
It's annoying that it just like the last one was like everything was 7s, and then there was like a handful of 5s. I'm like, well, that doesn't do it.
Yeah, I only did the 5 pulls for Omega Fugitive, so I think I got like 1 5, and then I got like the rest were 7s. But I don't expect anything good out of a 5 pull. I'll just do it just because it gives you a good leg up when you've got the episode pass. It gives you extra 20 shards, all that good shit. So
I gotta remember this time that I
well.
have the episode pass before I buy the shard and spin.
yeah. Hang on, my
Because
dog
last
just
time
started
I
barking. Be right back, 1 sec.
totally forgot that the episode pass had a quest, and I got the character 6 stars and then realized that
I still had 20 shards to claim. Very sad day. Oopsies.
Yeah.
Oopsies. Got that character a little early on the 7-star unlock.
Well, I mean, that's a few more days of getting those extra rewards then, right? Think about it in the positive.
I mean, if they were good for my account, then yeah, it would be great.
Okay,
but like, I do not need the Zetas for anything, and the extra like
Carthu has all
Zimbitals.
of the Zetas ever.
I have 600 Zeta mats in reserves, and I have every single Zeta equipped in the game that is possible to equip right now. It's just like I don't care. I can wait for the character to show up, or through the week to worry about it. So
yeah, not really the end of the world for you. Not a make or break kind of deal.
I disagree. It is the end of the world.
Oh god, the world is ending. You heard it here first.
I mean, if we could just expedite the process, that'd be great. I feel like a peaceful slumber in the ground would be a better day-to-day than the rest of living. What?
Are we peacefully slumbering in the what?
You understand? What? Carthrick, what are you drinking, good sir? Looks like a dark and stormy.
This is a pre-made
check it out.
Mule.
It's a Moscow Mule, is it? The
yeah,
Wicked
it's a pre-made.
Mule.
It's a company out of Portland, Oregon that makes pre-made cocktails.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you read on the side here real close, it says it's supposed to be 2 per can.
It's supposed to be 2 per can.
2 per can. And Homeboy's having them by himself.
Well, I declare shenanigans. All right. That's what
I don't feel like any 12-ounce can should be 2 cocktails, but in fairness, these are not.
It can be 2 cocktails. It's just meant to be consumed as 2 cocktails at once.
Exactly.
That's the suggested serving size is 2 cocktails.
The thing I like about this company is they don't make any weak drinks. Their Wicked Mule is 14%.
Okay. I mean, do you know?
Very nice.
I'm sure in the States you've got like 2-for-1 cocktail deals in cocktail houses and stuff like that, right? Is that a thing where you guys are?
No, in the States
UK,
it's just get ramrodded by cost.
It
like
depends where you
literally
go. It depends where you go.
It's like,
yeah, but they're all
Thursday night,
expensive. I don't care where
2-for-1
you go.
cocktails, and nobody uses that as an excuse to be like,
the
oh hey
deals
dear,
and stuff,
let's go get a cocktail. It's 2-for-1. We could share 1 each. No, everybody just goes and drinks 2. Like that's
no,
the binge drinking culture.
I don't go out and drink. I go to the liquor store, buy my liquor, then come home.
Yeah, okay. See, now that's.
I don't want to pay a restaurant like double the price. I'm not paying for a bartender to mix my drink.
See, that's the thing though. If you are actually a fan of mixed drinks and stuff, if you're actually a fan of mixed drinks and stuff, you need to actually keep like a decent bar stocked in order to be able to have whatever drinks you want.
100%.
So I mean, it's definitely a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't really have that much stocked aside from my whiskey. So I wouldn't be able to go and make whatever the hell you want over there. But
whiskey neat is the way to go. I tell you what, that's the way to.
Whiskey neat.
That's the way
cocktail.
Yeah.
Is it, what's your cocktail? Whiskey.
Oh, hold on.
Whiskey.
Hold on. I'll get fancy. I'll get a cocktail for you. I'll have a whiskey on ice on the rocks, please. Thank you. That's my cocktail for you.
Let me fancy my whiskey up a little bit. We're gonna have it neat.
Oh
yeah.
Today I'm changing my drink.
It's neat.
It's real neat. Yeah, no, I am. It's the 26th of January now, and I'm kind of scratching at the walls to get a drink at the moment. But
it's 5 days ago. Come on, I did it for 3 months.
What do you want? A cookie?
I don't. I really don't. I honestly, I'd be happier.
Were you not paying attention?
Yeah, I already got the steak today. I had it earlier.
That's
nice.
Yeah.
I had lamb.
Yeah.
Ooh, lamb.
Big
I
old,
do love lamb.
big
dude.
old leg of lamb.
I'll be honest with you. Lamb is one of those things where, depending on where I get it, it's either like so damn good or just like, why did I order this? Like I've never had lamb in between though. It has never been like
supermarket.
I
had from a restaurant.
It's something about the taste. Like sometimes where they source the lamb, it just tastes like unpleasant. I've had beef the same way before too. I won't disagree, but like beef just seems more consistently like the stock flavor is
Lamb
tolerable.
can be kind of funky. If you overcook lamb, it can be kind of rough. Sometimes it can end up being pretty tough and chewy and whatnot. Not a huge fan if you overcook it. You definitely need to cook it right. But yeah, we got a big old leg of lamb. Also, most of the lamb, at least by me, is freaking product of Australia. Like 90% of the lamb I see is Australian.
I consume is I go to the Greek restaurant in town and have them cook me lamb.
Oh, I mean, like when you go to the supermarket and you buy a leg of lamb and it says product of Australia. I'm like, what the fuck are the Aussies doing making our lamb? All right, I'll take it.
I mean, they got good environment to grow them all year.
I live in Wales, so, we just go around the corner to get the lamb. It's usually in a field somewhere.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so it's usually locally sourced. Well, there's two stages. All right. First is the marinating stage. Okay, that's the first stage, and then there's the enjoyment phase, which is afterwards.
Oh yes.
But no, lamb in Wales is fucking amazing. It's great.
I also made mushroom risotto. Because
see, mushrooms is the one thing I just can't eat. Well, no, it's not the one thing. It's like
I know you don't. You're not a fan of mushrooms, and you said eggplant too, right? Aubergines.
Yeah, correct.
All right. See, I remember. I can remember. I
remember.
I will agree with you to the very small caveat. I do not like it mushy. If you give me a nice toasted or firm eggplant or zucchini or whatever.
I'm like, what is he talking
I like that
eggplant firm, baby.
But I do not like mushy. If it's a squishy texture, like it almost tastes like you got a boogie in the like you're squishing around your teeth. Just like, nope, I'm done. I'm out of here. But like, for me, when it comes to food, the majority of it is around texture and then taste, and then after that, it's whatever. But
goddamn,
once I can get past those two hurdles,
yeah, no mushy aubergine eggplant for Carl.
Yeah,
he only likes them hard and firm.
No,
okay.
Exactly. gotta hit those tonsils hard.
Yeah, you gotta feel it at the back of your throat. That's what I'm waiting for. Okay, on that bombshell. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Tribe Talks 2025. We are on episode number 2 because that's how many brain cells we have between the three of us. I'm not sure where they're distributed, though. I'll be honest with you.
We're going to get smarter as the year goes on, or just we're going to have to lie about what the
smarter at the more alcohol we consume in general, which is why the IQ count is drastically low, because I haven't started drinking this year. So,
we will kill those last 2 brain cells. Don't worry.
We'll work it out. We'll figure it out.
I like
you know what I mean? It is what it is. So on this particular podcast, we talk exclusively about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes with the Welshman, the Whale, and the Wolf. That's the three of us. Squirrel! In case you did not realize that was the three of us. That's why we're here. We are very prim and proper. We are very organized, disciplined. We're like a well-oiled machine, basically.
Squirrel.
Yeah, exactly. What? Eggplant. What was I talking about?
Oh, man. That's a damn good question.
Well, indeed.
What a good frickin' question.
It's been a busy week in Galaxy of Heroes.
Has it? It's been pretty quiet as far as I've been concerned.
Oh, yeah. No, sorry. It's been a boring week in Galaxy. We've had nothing to do except for the standard TB raid stuff and Conquest. But Conquest is already finished. I'm guessing you guys redboxed, or you're farming datacrons.
No. Yeah, I'm doing datacrons.
Yeah,
I'm through Sector 5. I'm just getting all this shit done. But this is the easiest frickin' Conquest of all time. It's just auto, get your shit done, do whatever. But it takes a few days to actually redbox. So I got to Sector 4, Sector 5, so I'm just farming those, getting Macrons and whatnot. But we'll get Redbox eventually. Yeah. Not worried, even
I genuinely feel like the hardest part of this Conquest is if you're trying to rush it, is just managing the stamina on a few characters.
Yeah.
Like Great Mothers,
Great
Morgan
Mothers.
Elspeth,
Yeah.
Night Trooper.
Yep.
Because they just used in every sector. You're just like, fuck. But that's like really a
You can
first
skip
world
a few
problem.
of those though.
Because you're like I just want to finish in 2 days.
Yeah.
Why
You
is
can
my
skip some
stamina
of those
low?
feats.
You can, yeah.
Like
yeah,
you don't need to do all the Great Mothers feats and everything. You can skip a few of those and still get it done. But you know,
for sure.
if you want to be thorough, because this is the easiest conquest ever.
It really is.
I don't know.
It's been fun.
I would say it's like the Razor Crest or the Cat Conquest were easier.
They don't count.
Okay, all right. Maybe the cat one, yeah. The first one. I'll give you that. I'll give you the cat conquest.
You didn't even need to refresh
just
your
deployable
energy.
cooling systems in general was phenomenal. Like I don't care what you want to say. A data disk with deployable cooling system makes every conquest easier. But yeah, it's been pretty easy. I of course have my assistant deal with Conquest, so I don't have to worry about it. But I'm just on farming mode.
Your assistant?
Yeah.
He's got a little gopher or a little fox that runs around in his account and red boxes Conquest.
I
was waiting for him to be
really
like,
don't
I get
care.
shit-faced, and then it's the drunk version of me, and he does Conquest. Fuck that guy.
That's what happens in TB. TB is drunk me trying to figure out which ones I can auto and which ones I can't. But for the most part, at this point, I've got 30 Datacrons in the current set. I'm just farming materials for the sake of reroll mats for the next set that comes after this one, dusting. So it's nothing really crazy left to do. But this Datacron set is like, it feels awkward because there are so many teams that just benefit from the sheer bulk level 3 that it's just like, I feel like I have to form a good amount of them.
You got the bulk level 3 and the TM level 3 on the dark side, and it's like, bulk is obviously more widely usable, but the TM bonus on the dark side is still a lot of fun.
The bulk in 5s, though, really helps a lot of teams perform that wouldn't normally. And so it's like, I was down to like 23 Datacrons after 5e or 3v3 ended. And I was like, the next 7 all have to be just bulk crons. I don't give a shit about dark side because dark side, the TM's useful, but it's not like game changing for a lot of counters because it's like, if you can survive the TM burst, then it's not that big of a deal. But the bulk is just so impactful. I felt in so many 3v3 battles, I was running out of bulk crons. And so I know in 5v5 it won't be as bad because there's way less teams, but it's still just like, oh man, I really just want more of those.
Jabba was always being a pain in the ass with the bulk cron. Because it's like you get R9 Jabba with an R9 Santi and an Omicron, fuckloaded tenacity and protection. You're just like, I need about 7.5 minutes to win this battle.
Oh my god! I finally scratched an itch that I haven't done in a while. I did R9 another tank. Because
you had some tanks you haven't R9'd? I never.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, I was my mindset was no. It's actually Gamorrean Guard. Speaking of Jabba, it's Piggy. But I just got into. I was convincing. I have like 3 R9s left. One is of course for Darkside Ray, but the other one I'm trying to build up to having like 5 R9s available at any given time because of the next, next GL
that's
or whatever
the whole
drops.
team right there.
Well, if we get the Thrawn team, I'm gonna take the Thrawn team to Relic 9, and so I'm kind of waiting on like that to undo itself, but I want to have enough to do it. But I kind of got down the weeds of like I wanted to bring up some of my GL teams to being full R9, so I brought Drogon to Relic 9, I brought Bausch to Relic 9, and I brought Gamorrean Guard to Relic 9. And
wow, okay, that's huge.
I'm just like, Bausch's damage goes up by like 1,000 going to Relic 9. Drogon goes up by 1,200. Well, they're both special damage hitters.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Normally it's about 500, isn't it, for physical?
Yeah. Well, it's almost nothing with physical damage, but they're both special damage. And so I was like, all right, fine. I'm gonna cave on this. All the big guilds do it. I'm gonna get caught up. But like Gamorrean Guard, I'm like,
if he's modded well and he is done right, like he's a nuisance on the Java team, even with whatever data sets going on. So I'm like, well, we're gonna throw another R9 tank and we're just gonna put a boatload of tenacity behind it and put that on defense for 5s and see if someone can Night Sister it.
Probably not, I would imagine.
They'll at least get it down to like a Java solo, because that is the pro side of the current Datacross. That is a massive potency boost, so it is not that hard to have the Night Sister still get it down to Java, but getting it to Java, then it doesn't really. It's hard to carry through the rest of it.
Fun times. I'm looking forward to 5s coming back. So that's all I can say.
Sorry, I was gonna say real quick. I managed to finally, for last week of 3v3, I got my first. I may have said this last week. I don't even remember. I got my first Night Sister win against Jabba's.
Nice.
Ever. It was fan-fucking-tastic. I was like, this is never gonna work. I'm so fucked. We're so screwed. And then it just like lined up exactly perfectly. I'm just like, oh, okay, this worked.
He's so fucked.
Well, I needed it because I had to save some shit for the back. Because then I was worried that they were gonna have. I was worried about seeing. I think it was like Leia and the Rey with frickin' it was Rey Ezra. Yeah, Rey Ezra on the back. Yeah, it was be like Rey Ezra, and then it was going to be Leia and everything. But then ended up being Leia with Ahsoka Fulcrum. So Balin worked perfectly against that. Just smashed it. It took like 20 seconds, and they just deleted them. Like it was the most ridiculous thing in the fucking world.
Yeah. You know what kills me?
And then Malco Starkiller killed Rey Ezra. But yeah, go on.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Rey Ezra is one of those teams where it's like
annoying.
If you lose the Seer Starkiller Malicos match, which at best has an 80-ish% win rate, there is very little that follows up and does well beyond that. And it's like it absolutely kills me that people are like, man, it's weird that Ezra does better outside of his own team than anybody else. But like if you put Ahsoka on defense without Ezra, you might as well hand the opponent free banners.
Have we done any testing of Ahsoka on offense without Ezra? Because if you leave Ezra on defense with Rey, and then you can use like Ahsoka on offense without Ezra, can you like kill some lesser teams? Can you still like counter some stuff?
Yeah, you can still do a lot of good things with it. There's a lot of good testing out there for that. You can punch up reasonably well. Especially if you take Ahsoka ATF on offense, it's a very good team. Sure. With only like either Hera and Hu Yang or Sabine and one of the others. Sabine and one of the others isn't really that great just because it takes forever for Ahsoka to ult. So it's like Ahsoka still needs Hu Yang on whatever team she's running with. So Ahsoka.
Well, I guess we're talking about 5v5 coming up too.
Yeah.
And in 5v5, that's you can't take Ezra away because the Hera team becomes pitiful to deal with. Like everything runs over it without.
Well,
Ezra
again,
present.
on offense though.
Oh, on offense, it's a can of worms, but I think everyone's still going to be setting the team on defense. Because
I would probably take it on offense if it did beat something useful. And by useful, I mean like a GL.
Exactly. That's what I'm asking.
We have yet to see how Ezra's Omicrons in the 5v5 format interact with Leia on the offensive. And so that's the one thing people are still waiting to test. Because Leia, it should be in 5v5, should be the dead ringer for the team. But the question is, with Ezra, and if they get backup plan fixed, then does Leia still win long term? Well, it's funny that they fixed the TM passing ability, but they didn't fix the backup plan.
They nerfed it a little bit more. Instead of fixing one of the dozen bugs with the team that could be fixed, it's just like let's just Let's make it worse against JM. Not that like you still
well,
stunk
and the funny
hard.
part too, though, on top of that, though, is that they fixed it so where the exile, if any ally is exiled, they no longer gain the turn meter. Period.
Yeah.
So you're no longer incentivized to use her second special first because nobody gains turn meter anymore from her second special until they're out of exile. Yeah. So it's like you no longer can just pass 25% turn meter to Hera and have her move third in a match. She's just not going to get anything. So it's like, all right, it's changing how things are playing a little bit. But when Ezra inside of GAC gets his backup plan to work on everybody, then I think Leia's going to be at that critical moment. If that you are not as relic invested as the Ahsoka team is, then you could easily get wrecked without having it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think.
So we'll have to see. I am gonna be interested to see what we can do on offense. Like if it is gonna be worth it putting Ezra on defense with the Rey team. But yeah, man, it's just insane.
We're also going to be getting Darkside Vision Rey soon. I mean, it won't be before lock-in for GAC, obviously, but
that's going to be the second week of GAC.
Yeah. Because I was thinking, if we could take New Ahsoka on offense to beat something useful like a Leia squad on defense, but then it's like I feel like Darkside Vision Rey is going to upset the meta again, because who knows what the fuck that's going to do. It looks so freaking powerful on paper.
From Barbarossa's testing, is it can two-man about 4 or 5 of the existing GLs.
Madness.
Okay.
And then outside of that,
was already one of the best GLs. Like, okay, let's just
it's her Omicrons just give the team so much power. The stripping of turn meter, any team that Slacker can or any team in general that can have turn meter reduced, it will just destroy for the most part because of the fact that it's unresistible. Leia just or Darkseid Rey just goes, your turn meter's gone, start over. So it's very powerful there. But outside of that, shock is in GAC to be unresistible and unavoidable is a powerful debuff to have.
Buff immunity, heal immunity, TM gain negated. It's a hell of a debuff.
It's a powerful
huge
combination.
Yeah, for a 2-turn lock shock, that's huge. So it's doing a lot of work right now. I think people will find out the limits of it as it goes on. The question really just comes down to the modding on her. A lot of people are torn between fast or offense. Her second special has the highest multiplier on an ability ever.
Oh really? That's kind of nice.
Oh yeah, it's like a 26 multiplier on 26? Her offense.
26. Holy shit!
It's huge.
Like 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's a massive number. But the thing is, though, is that it only deals true damage.
Okay.
So and she has a very low base offense for her being an attacker. Gotcha. She's like 6,500 at relic 9. So
really
50%,
that low?
Yeah. So she barely clears 10k at 50 at relic 9. So it's not like it's a huge crazy thing, but it does do a lot of damage. But the other thing is that her mechanics are so driven by her taking turns that it's just kind of like, what's the better trade-off?
She's
having a few of her abilities hit hard as shit. 174 is her base speed. So she's not the fastest.
That's not slow.
But it's not slow. She can clear 350 with relative ease. I think that's what I've got her in the waiting rings in the 350 speed. But you got to think on top of this, anytime she's debuffed, she gets 50% speed.
And that's so
huge. So it's...
Yeah, if she's at 350 speed, that's a casual 175 additional speed.
Yeah, she's going to be pretty fast. Yeah, so she's going to be pretty quick. Especially, you pair her with somebody like Mara Jade, who inflicts her with the debuff out the rip. that could be very interesting to see what happens with that team comp.
Oh my god!
So
sorry, just
a
seeing
lot of
James
questions
Mays in the chat said for the Omega giveaway he got 90 shards. Holy cow!
Nice.
That was huge.
Jeez.
Sorry, keep going.
Please and thank you.
Yeah, please. Can I get that twice?
Yeah, want to send those my way?
But yeah, with her, it's just a question of who gets dropped out of the First Order squad. Because in my opinion, I actually think it's going to be Sith Trooper that gets dropped out.
What are you doing with
I
them
think
then?
you can go on any other Sith team in general and just be a nuisance.
C takes him clearly.
Yeah, clearly, but it's
So why are you
just
taking them
that,
off?
because I think that double tank is better. Slacker has always been the biggest menace with 2 tanks, because it's the hardest to get around for a lot of counters, and so I think that's still going to be the de facto.
So it's going to be Slacker, double tank, Dark Side Vision Ray, and OG Kylo Ren, right?
Yeah, well, you can't lose Hux. Hux is what stops the turn meter gains on the opposing team. So it's like Hux has to be there. Hux provides so much utility to the team. So Sith Trooper seems like the first one to go in that respect. But I mean, granted, if you don't have a high relic First Order Stormtrooper, then yes, you're still going to use Sith Trooper. But I feel like over the course of time, the double tank is going to be the better way to run the team.
Okay.
I think it's going to be
see
monstrous.
how it plays out.
I feel like it's going to be a menace on defense.
I feel like it's going to be one of those things that like defense is going to get nuts with that one because you're going to want a fast team to go against it. You don't want anybody slow because of her Omicron. Because she cannot be killed until everyone on your team has taken a turn. Yep. So you can't have anyone slow anymore. You gotta get through everybody quickly to be able to get rid of her. Because once she falls, Slacker falls apart immediately.
Yeah.
But with her still there and unkillable, and First Order allies unkillable until everyone on the enemy team has taken a turn, she's a menace.
I can't wait. I'm assuming R8's all round we're going here. I'm thinking R8. I probably went R9.
I'll probably go
R8. To be honest, R8 makes the most sense for the pure fact of an attacker because she is one of the few triple Omni characters that does not have a mastery increase as either part of her unique
Thank God.
Or anything else.
And can't go from Slacker either.
There's no real reason. Yeah, there's no real reason to push her beyond that besides the fact that
share master. That sucks.
Just besides having her a little bit more tanky and harder to remove, then that's the only reason to R9 her or for TB purposes to have another one with Slacker because she won't be required as a
platoon
platoon requirement. But R8 is a dead giveaway. But even then, I think for a lot of players, since she doesn't have a ton of scaling off of her relic levels, and it's just her kit. I mean, R5 and just thicker than a Snicker will make her a menace for a lot of players.
It's kind of weird. I know we're talking about not endgame players, but players that are maybe red boxing and will get her soon. They can take it to R5 and they'll do fine. If you can get to R7, all the better. R8 is more for the those of you that have got a little bit more wiggle in your roster. But it feels like to me these days that all I want to do is every single new character, unless it's a GL or a really good tank, I just want to take everything to R8. Just be like, R8 is the new R7. That's the staging ground.
Pretty much. Straight to
new
8.
character, just go relicate because that gives you the flexibility. If we get a new raid, new assault battle.
For the conquest units, there's almost no denying that the majority of anything that is GAC related, R8 is the base to take them. Just because the majority of them have some sort of mastery manipulation that is useful,
usually,
or they're just going to be a staple part of the meta. And like we found it even with Leia, the bulkier your Spectre team is, the harder it is for Leia to counter. So that's just kind of like where we're at right now. Is like the more relic levels you put on these conquest units, the better the team generally performs on that front. So it's like, if I have an R9 Ezra, you have to have an R9 Drogon to have enough special damage to maybe one-shot him off the board in GAC.
Yep. And a Datacron with enough freaking defense penetration or special damage or whatever the fuck on there to actually get that shit. Resistance penetration. There we go, to actually get that shit done. Because, oh my God, you got to be well equipped.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like, it's just the bar gets set there because for the majority of the counters to function, you have to do something early on in the match, which is like either enough to one shot or you have to survive. Either which way the cookie crumbles, the relic levels dictate how frequently that takes place. And so I feel like that's kind of where a lot of Conquest is going, where it's like, just take them to R8, whether you need it or not. It's like, it's what dictates a lot of how effective the counters are against it or for it.
We know as well that
it sucks, but
it sucks, and sometimes it's easier said than done. But yeah, just relegate everything. I mean, obviously, most people can't just go, brand new characters,
right to 8.
Relegate. That's the way. I'll relic 9 if I want to, obviously. But this is more from the perspective of people that are in the late game. Sort of, we're talking that 12.5 mil, 13 mil plus players that have been playing for a long time. These are the sort of people that will be in this position to be like, actually, new characters coming out. Let's try and take them as high as possible. Not necessarily wailing on them or anything like that. Usually, if you're in a good guild, like a big 600 mil plus guild, you're smashing the raids, you're doing well in TB, you're doing well in GAC, you usually have the resources available to just be like, fucking, let's relegate things. Only new shit, not your entire roster, though. Yeah. Sorry, Wolfie, go ahead.
Speaking of whaling, Carther got his nose booped.
I see that.
What? He got his nose booped?
What's going on, Meathead?
Oh! Hey, Meat. How you doing, buddy? Oh, Carthrick, did you happen to see the Gungies Award that Meathead presented to me? Did you happen to see what Meathead was holding?
I saw that you won one. I didn't see Meathead's involvement.
Yeah, Meathead was presenting the award, and he had a certain Tuscan bust in his hands whilst awarding it.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
I heard on Wednesday that something was happening, but I wasn't changing plans, so we did not attend.
Yeah, so, neither did I. I found out post Gungies. So shout out to Eggnods for arranging that. That must have been a hell of a logistical feat.
Was not invited, not involved. So we had a charity stream on Friday, though.
And tell me about it, Wolfie. I only heard a bit off Ranger about what you guys got up to.
Hold on, I got it right over here. You've heard of the Bean Boozled thing, like the really disgusting flavored things? They have another version.
Oh.
The Fiery Five Bean Boozled. So there's a little spinner on top, and it's all like super spicy jelly beans of
sick.
Everything from Sriracha to Carolina Reaper.
Nice. So they were spicy as fuck.
Oh yes, that was a fun one. So yeah, we instead of doing the disgusting ones, we did the spicy ones because that's a lot more up my up my alley.
Like, I would rather eat spicy food than disgusting tasting food. I mean,
yes. And as we were doing it in chat, a few people were like, "Thank you for doing this one and not the disgusting one," because it was like I did the disgusting one and I was sick for a day. And then I was like, "Oh no!" I'm like, "Okay,
this just isn't
worth it."
You'd rather have a ring of fire the next day than an upset stomach. I get you. Yeah, makes sense to me. Definitely makes sense to me. So,
oh man,
to a burning
you were
ring of fire.
You were raising money for the LA fires, right?
Yes, the LA Wildfire Relief Fund.
Yeah.
It's benefiting a couple different charities. There was a couple different firefighter specific charities, and then just also given out to people who were like the most in need, the most affected by everything, getting all the emergency supplies and that sort of stuff to everyone. So yeah, it's just fucked over there.
Yeah.
So, to put it bluntly, it ain't so
I think
hot.
crisp
is
is
very
a
hot,
better
actually.
adjective, but
yeah.
Toasty over there. Huh? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I don't watch a lot of news, but it even gets covered over here in the British news. Probably not to the same extent as what it is over in the States, obviously, but we still get news reports about it, and yeah, it's fucking mental, absolutely mental. So yeah, that's it's a good job. Good job. You're out there repping, trying to raise a little bit of funds and awareness. So well done, Wolfie. Proud of you, buddy.
It's a drop in the bucket, but doing what I can.
Well, that's what you need with fires. Every single drop in the bucket counts, right?
Exactly.
There we go.
Exactly.
Indeed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Facts about life.
So yeah, learned about the Gungies very late, so was not able to, wasn't gonna change date or anything for that, but
absolutely.
maybe next time.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's planning on
the
doing
word
it
out, getting more involved.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah, good
Now you
times.
just got to give him shit about being a slacker and not showing up to tribe talks. The important things.
I know, right? What an arsehole. Like, gives me an award and then doesn't turn up to tribe talks. Fucking eggnods. What a jackass.
I wasn't even invited, so fuck.
Right?
Fuck that guy. God, he needs to get his priorities straight. Let's be honest.
Apparently.
I mean, this just ain't on. It just isn't on. So yeah, we've got Batcher coming on Tuesday. She's the goodest girl, I guess.
Oh, right.
Is what we'll call her. First time we've had an animal as a playable.
Yeah. Well, not Wampa.
Besides Wampa.
Unless you count Wampa. I mean,
I think Wampa's a mammal.
We got the Wampa, which is a member of the animal kingdom. Yes, go on. Oh shit! Does that make us animals too?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, how pedantic do we want to get here?
I read like the sudden realization as I said it.
We're all animals.
I'm like, damn it! What have I done?
You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals. Let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. What?
Sing it again
No?
now.
Come on. Come on.
Man.
Don't get me started, Garth. I will sing. I
love that song. Nothing takes me back like quoting that song.
Oh my God.
As soon as I said it, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Shit. I just trolled myself. Right. Well, anyway.
Double Uno reverse self-troll.
Yeah, right. You have done this yourself.
So, what are we thinking? Have we actually looked at Batcher's kit? I've glanced.
I've looked at Batcher's kit. It looks good. Introducing the bleed mechanic to the game outside of an enemy mechanic.
It doesn't seem like it's gonna be all that significant. Like if you can just heal away the bleed, and like unless there's another source of bleed,
you can only heal one stack away per bleed effect, right? So you have to heal multiple times to get rid of the bleed, and the bleed effects do not scale down if they are on a Galactic Legend or not.
Oh, really?
So you can still cut a GL's speed by 30%. That's still good.
Yeah, that's very good.
But like, think you got like Hermit Yoda on the team does a freaking basic and it just heals everybody. Like it feels like you can get around those stacks really easily.
The caveat,
there's a lot of healing mechanics in the game.
The caveat: we only know 2 out of the 5 characters.
That's
any
what I'm getting
one of the
at,
other 3 has a heal immunity. That team is gonna have a bad day.
That's sort of what I was getting at. Like
it's gonna carry,
like the bleed on its own doesn't feel like it's enough. Yeah.
No, but that's the thing is we're dealing with this is the same problem we had when the original Bad Batch team release was like, oh, we're getting one kit every other week, and everyone's like, this team's trash. This team's not ever gonna do anything. And when it was all put together, it was a fairly comprehensive, good team. That lasted for about 4 to 5 months before the meta was just like Datacron say pound sand.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where things are gonna go. Is like we're gonna get the rest of the team put together. We're gonna see what Crosshair does. I feel like
I'll be honest, that's the kit I'm looking forward to the most. I just want to see.
I'm looking forward to Crosshair. 100%.
I bet they release him last.
Oh, he'll be the last one. 100%.
They know everybody's keen for Crosshair.
The only thing I'm hoping for is that CG does not take the exit on the last episode of Era of the what is it called?
Bad
the
Batch?
Era of
Cavalry.
Well,
Cavalry.
Yeah. That's what it's called.
Cavalry.
I really hope they still do a 6th marquee for the era and give us something to kind of throw in under Balin. But either way, though, this team is going to be a good amount of meta like useful. At least by the time of the team release, they're going to release a Datacron to make the team very good.
It'll definitely have a dedicated Datacron, and there'll be some level 9s for the various members of the Bad Batch crew, the new one. Oh, they'll probably do some of the old characters as well. I bet they'll do a Bad Batch faction. So
they'll either do Bad Batch or they'll do Mercenary, one of the two. But like Hunter and Wrecker will be Mercenary. Batcher and Omega won't. And
neither with Crosshair.
Crosshair won't be a Mercenary either. So it depends on what they end up doing with the. I mean, clearly, when they do the Datacron 4, it will be a Bad Batch Datacron, and you'll have the two teams for it. But
although not necessarily, they've done a few Datacrons recently where they like pick one person who's like of that thing on the faction on the team, and like they get the cron.
Sure.
I mean, like CLS has an UFU cron. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, that's
like,
really frustrating.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like that was an intentional split. And honest to God, CLS's UFU cron is a joke comparatively to like what the Rebel cron brings to the team. And so it's one of those things, but I feel like for the most part, you're going to have a Bad Batch cron they will have Bad Batch members from the first team and the second team that come together. Yeah. But I mean, outside of that, the Batcher kit does look pretty solid if I'm thinking the traditional roles of the remaining team exists. They're going to still be a very powerful team. I think they're going to still be a B+, A- tier team, with or without Datacron in play, because they are introducing they're introducing a different mechanic kind of outside of the normal range, which is they're kind of introducing a bounty hunter mechanic to this team with the capture and the
rescue.
her unique. Well, it's rescue, but it's the take aim or whatever buff she's got going on.
Yeah.
Target practice or whatever it is. I can't remember what it is.
Practice aim or whatever. Yeah.
Practice aim.
And so they've got some stuff with that where I feel like they're gonna work that in the other remaining kits.
Mm-hmm.
And if they have any form of like shock or heal immunity, for the rest of it, that bleed effect on Batcher is going to become like super valuable. I wouldn't be surprised if another one of the Bad Batch members had another GAC Omicron outside of Omega.
Wow, really?
Because I find it incredibly weird that we have a triple Zeta marquee with a very lackluster Omicron.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so part of me is like, there's gotta be a part 2 to this. To make
they did it with the Spectres. They kind of went overboard, right? You had the triple GAC army from Ezra, and you had the Omicrons on both Hera and on Padawan Sabine to make it work in TW.
Those two Omicrons make that team infinitely worse in TW than
the nightmare
GAC Omicrons do from Ezra.
Yeah,
like it's not even comparable. Like the difference.
You are not wrong about that. It is crazy.
I tell you what I do like about Batch's kit. His unique is funky, dude. Like he can ignore stealth
or
no. Well, yeah, he can. He does assist himself, but he can ignore stealth and taunt. Like that's cool, dude. Like ignoring stealth and taunt to target
he's got a good nose.
She's got a good nose.
She's got a good nose. Sorry.
And
apologies.
Like if another Bad Batch ally is inflicted with captive, 50% offense, 50 speed, and reduces the cooldown of the ability that lets it put bleed out. It's like, and it's just its own specials. It's kind of cool. It's a really solid unique. I'll be honest. It's a really solid unique. I love to be like that means you can deal with problem people like Jabba.
Actually,
you can't deal with Jabba.
You wouldn't be able to target him still.
No, not him, but you could target Bausch. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You could target Bausch.
Bausch is usually the. I don't want to say By the way, guys, but this new Bad Batch, I'm pegging it as a Jabba counter. It might be.
You heard it here first, folks. Guaranteed. Scribe says countering Java. You can take that to the bank.
Being able to ignore Santi and just take out Bao Shirley could be huge. We'll have to see the rest of the kit, especially with the cooldown reductions, and if they are, like a lot of people are theorizing, going to give Crosshair an insta-kill to pair with the cooldown reduction on Omega Fugitive, it could well be something of a hell of a good team. But we're going into the murky waters of wild speculation and tinfoil hatting. So.
Oh yeah.
You said it would work, damn it. Yeah. Don't burn me at the stake if it turns out new Bad Batch can't do jack diddly or squat.
Hear me out. Do burn him at the stake.
Or just fucking demolish me. Yeah, absolutely. Destroy me online in all forums.
You know what? Go destroy Scribe by donating to his stream services. $10, and he will be absolutely irrevocably
I will be devastated.
Yeah, the way to really get to him is like any of like the bits for text to speech sort of stuff. Just like come and like troll him, like just constantly, just like send one word at a time. So that you do 100 biddies and then one word. That's what he hates the most. Like that'll really get him going.
I despise it when I can pay for my IVF treatment. It's just it gets me so mad. Damn it!
Oh, I'm angry.
I might just quit streaming.
Because her Omicron is interesting, right? Because it's whenever an ally deals damage to it, is damaged by expose or an enemy with bonus protection, they deal 1% of their max health for each stack of target practice on all allies.
Okay.
This damage can't be evaded.
20, is it? I can't remember.
Well, it's kind of all over the road, right? Like we don't really know if there's a cap on how many is for all. This damage can't be evaded. It can't defeat enemies. Stealth allies are immune to damage over time and plague.
Okay, it's a Lord Vader counter. Sorry.
Enemies they defeat can't be revived.
That's always nice.
And they take a bonus turn whenever they are stunned or an ally falls below 100% health.
I wouldn't call that lackluster, Garth. I'll be honest.
No, it's weird though, because it's very specific
on
as
paper,
to what
it
it's
sounds
trying
great.
to target. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like one thing they were like, we want to give you an extra Great Mother's counter. But then
we don't have enough Lord Vader counters,
and we don't. No, Lord Vader needs more counters, and so does JMK.
But it's bonus protection. That's the one that kind of like I find interesting, where it calls out specifically bonus protection.
Yeah.
Who's new with bonus protection? Because I know like the traditional guys, like aren't there like new characters with bonus protection too? Like, do any mercenaries have bonus protection? I forget.
Like,
does Balin
I don't think Balin does bonus protection. No.
Not really.
I'm trying to remember. I know there's been some new people with bonus protection, but I'm forgetting because like the traditional ones you think of like Nest and Ray, Treya. I mean that sort of stuff. But
but that's the crazy part. It's like it's targeting those teams. Like it's like the funny part is like the last couple of teams that come out have been like Ray counters, which has been like like it's been a big question of like why. Like why that team are we countering? But like the fact that they're the allies that are stealth are immune to dots and plague is like a definite like we don't want Nicers cheesing this bullshit, and it's just like okay, that's interesting.
I guarantee you it's the dot immunity is not for Lord Vader. It's actually to help deal with Canderous teams in Conquest. That's all it is.
That would be, but this Omicron's only active in GAC, so you're wrong already. But I believe I like.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, that's when we get the new Hunter Omicron. That's a Conquest one that activates the entire team's Omicrons in Conquest.
Dude, honest to God, I am like low-key waiting for that. I am waiting for another Conquest on me where I'm just like, CGY, like, why do you bother? I mean,
a lot of people like the Padawan Obi-Wan one.
Well, but that one's like they went above and beyond with Padawan Obi-Wan's Omicron because it deals like every single debuff in the game. So it's like it
and
does
all the
help.
buffs.
Yeah, it does help players with that specific itch, right? Compared to like, what is it? Phalanx's Omicron of like you can do some GCs better.
Phalanx's Omicron has been like kicked in the dick even harder with the changes to GC, I feel.
Oh yeah, even harder. It's a complete waste of your time. But it's one of those things where but speaking of Omicrons, and I'll pivot to a better talking point than GC. Pivot. With the changes to the raid, do you guys think that the raid's going to be around quite a bit longer?
Can we talk about that for a second? Because holy shit, the Luminara team was so fucking easy.
Full
my
auto,
god,
baby.
that was like the easiest one shot ever.
Yeah.
Gungans wasn't changed at all. That was still fine. Keller and Beck team was still easy as hell. That was no problem at all.
Yep.
I will say the Maul team still kind of sucked.
Agreed.
The Maul lead thing today, that was still awful. But the Queen Amidala team, that was easy as hell. That was no fucking problem at all. Like,
the Queen Amidala team is so much easier now. It's
4 out of 5.
Yeah,
that's a win. This is a freaking win.
I just love the fact
it gets extended. Yeah.
I did back-to-back runs on my Lumi team. Granted, it's only the 1.2 mil team, so an R5 squad. I think it's got one character. I think he was.
I'm doing the Relegate tier. But, it's the same.
But it's just like hit auto, walk away. I mean, you'll want to target down Droidicas and Stabs, but I tested it targeted full auto. And like fucking demolished the whole thing without even.
It's night and day.
It's so good because the commander droid can't get bonus turns and his dispel starts on a cooldown, so your potency up just is constantly active. It's fucking great. And I did a second run straight after it, so I cancelled the run. I didn't lock it in, and I just let it go full auto, no targeting or anything, and it still won. Got to the very last wave, and Droidica just one-shot my Kit Fisto. I was like, oh, that's annoying. But it was just Droidica Command Droid, that on the last wave. And so we eventually chewed through it and won. I was like, oh, okay. That's fucking cool. So I'll probably I'll hold its hand and target down the Droidicas and the Staps and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's such a big win, man. Such a big win.
Absolutely.
It gave me an autoable team. Like, fucking love it. And like you said, Queen Amidala, it's so much easier now. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, never having to worry about the command droid taking the bonus turn in between Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan.
Yeah, getting rid of that advantage.
Yeah. Well, and now it's more favorable to have Queen Amidala take her turn before Obi-Wan too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's now like, oh, you don't have to worry about Queen Amidala's speed. Let her be as fast as she wants to be, because her going before Obi-Wan takes a turn. Now he's going to definitely have advantage, but he's also have the additional stacks of heal over time, production over time on his character that gives him more damage as well. So it's like it's going to be more easily consistent that the team works out the way you want it to.
Yeah, I'm very happy about it, but I do agree, Garth, that this all signs points to let's lock him for another 6 months minimum of this raid.
Unfortunately,
I am thinking that we might in April get the announcement of the new raid that will come summer.
Okay. Would make sense.
So that's where my head's at with this. I don't know if they're gonna change, if they're gonna try to do anything. It doesn't make any sense for me because people have been talking about like, oh, let's do a raid about escaping Mount Tantus. And I'm like, I'm with you, that would be interesting. But we only have one team that can relatively even factionally explain why they were there.
Mm-hmm.
And then nobody else makes any kind of sense. So it's like, I don't see
just clones.
Any other, just clones. Like, I don't see that that playing out. So no on that front. But
And
Well,
a
maybe
Mega
for me-
Fugitive is not a clone.
Like it's
Yeah,
She
exactly.
doesn't have the clone tag.
Exactly.
Well, because they never made a clone tag. They said that
Well, yeah.
they
Clone
didn't want to make a clone tag just for Omega because she wasn't technically a clone trooper. But they were just like, well, just give her the clone trooper tag because we're gonna be lazy. How's that feeling now, CG?
Yeah.
How do you feel? So
God.
Omega is not a clone. Sorry, sucks to suck.
Then those
well.
are not
She
her
is
brothers.
a clone. She's
Actually,
not
do
a
you
clone
think-
trooper.
Hold on. Well,
And she is
do you think they'll
actually
give-
older than the rest of the clones.
Well, do you think they'll give the other clones like the trooper tag or
That's a good
yeah.
question.
Yeah, they will. They will.
no? But like, do you know that? I don't know.
I do. I do know that.
If they're getting the mercenary tag, but they're no longer clone
All right,
troopers.
listen.
They'll get
listen,
Bad Batch for sure.
Listen,
Oh, they'll get Bad
listen.
Batch. I think they'll get Bad
No,
Batch.
no.
They'll get Bad Batch and mercenary.
Guys.
Hunter's not going to be a clone trooper.
Go look at fucking Rex's tags.
Hunter's not going to be a clone trooper, man.
Rex is still a clone trooper.
Oh, I know.
They're
I'm
not
aware
gonna
of
change
that.
They're not gonna change
Well,
it.
no,
They're
old
gonna stay a clone
Rex.
trooper effect.
No, old Rex is a clone trooper for
Okay.
sure. Absolutely. They're not going to change that. But I'm guessing that the new troopers, the new Hunter and new Wrecker, are not going to be clone troopers.
Okay. I think you need to put your
I mean,
mouth where
it's
your
nice
army
to be
is.
wrong. but
Who's
you're
putting an
gonna be
army
wrong.
where if the other person is right? All right, where you laying down your army bets? Come on.
I will put an Omicron on.
He's going to
Gamorrean
Omicron them
guard.
anyways.
Gammo.
I'll put an Omicron on on Gamo Guard.
And Wolfie's like, I'll do one on Dark Side Vision Ray.
And Wrecker, Hunter, and Wrecker, Hunter, and
Karth has
Crosshair.
all of the Omicrons. This is
All
not
the clone troopers.
fair. This is not a fair bet over
It's
here.
not
Okay.
fair that I have 100 Omicrons in the bank plus every GAC Omicron outside
He
of the
has
two
all of the
droids.
Omicrons already.
Wolfie,
he's
you
putting
get to put
Omicrons on there
you get to
regardless.
put an Omega on somebody, okay, Wolf?
I'll
there
put
you
an
go.
Omega.
At least a Zeta. Come on, let's make it somewhat.
I don't even know.
I'll prohibit a Zeta on Wolf for a month. That's what
I
that's
already.
what the bet will
I already
be.
have a bunch of stupid Zetas and stuff on people, so I mean,
No, I'm not
too.
gonna say you gotta equip one. I'm gonna prohibit one.
Oh no, fuck that.
Dark Side Vision
That,
Ray.
that ain't happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that ain't happening. Fuck off.
Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, I
no,
think I've still got a.
Yeah,
I've got a
I'll
Zeta
do
on
5
Bodhi
gifted subs
Rook,
over to Scribe.
and my Bodhi Rook is Gear 4 with that Zeta. So like,
Oof.
yeah, if which it's what it is. Sometimes you got to do stupid
To
shit.
be fair, I am trying really hard to advocate to CG to put an Omicron on Bodhi for this. Like, I don't care where it goes. TW, GAC.
I would love that.
I want
Oh my god.
I want a Rogue One Omicron on Bodhi Rook, and I
Please.
want it to be good because I want to justify every poor soul that has had to R9 Bodhi for platoons. I want to justify them. I want the 12 people to be rejoicing.
Say you, Wolfie.
Well, it wasn't for platoons. It was for a sub goal. But
sub
I have
goal,
a relic. I have a relic 9 Zeta Bodhi Rook.
I believe Bodhi is required on Scarif as a platoon at Relic 9, but I don't think it's required on
okay.
Wing Kerfine. But anyways, I
is his
want
Zeta
that to-
required?
Well, it would be on his unique. I want it to be a good Omicron. I would prefer GAC over TW, but I would want something that like turbocharges Radis, and then just make it make it a relic that is like other like Omegas, where the power of it is based off of his relic amplifier level, and then just full send. I would love it. I would love for CG to pick up the meme characters and just be like, here's an Omicron, enjoy. Like,
preach, brother. I love it.
I'm for it. I want it. I want it to be a thing.
So it'll be something like
that life.
You know, like the Rogue One allies gain 100% health and protection.
This is great trap talks.
Radis gains an additional stack of hope or whatever it is.
Download. No, he gains 10% download for every ally whenever they use a special.
Well, I was going to say, if we tie it into the relic levels, we say he gains an extra percentile of download based on Bodhi Rook's
level
on Bodhi Rook. So like every time, so it could gain an extra 9 every single time. But the final clause is you can redo hope, so you can actually recharge it. Because at the moment it's a once and done. Could you imagine if you could continue to use it?
Yeah, use hope again, dude. Yeah, 100%. Like that's all I want. I want to be able to get the hope faster and use it multiple times.
Yeah.
If that was the case with Bodhi, I would slap it on so fast.
There's one other thing.
Oh.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, just my caveat to this whole thing is I want CG to go back and still do Omicrons for older teams.
Oh, I missed
to power them
I
up.
totally missed that.
I understand where they're at right now, but it is something that desperately needs to come back at least occasionally. At least one every once a quarter. Give us an 100%. Old character that is an Omicron boost. I don't make Qui-Gon team more impactful. Put an Omicron on Cam. Put an Omicron on Jedi Anakin. I don't give a shit.
Could not agree more.
Just once a quarter, pick a team and put an Omicron on them that makes them more meta than what happened to them at the time when you initially added it to it.
100%. Could not agree more. Make it fucking happen. The old Omicrons needs to happen again.
Make old Omicrons great teams.
Again. Yeah. Revive some old teams, make some interesting interactions, give us some more things to do. You know, make me, give me a reason to, put some good mods on my Wookiees so I can use like a Tarful team. Give Clone Wars Chewbacca and Omicron so he makes like the Tarful team really good in GAC. Like, please, give me stupid shit like that. Make it, please. Dude, come on. Yeah. I want that so badly.
Clone Wars Chewbacca gives all Wookiee allies 50% defense for every Wookiee ally present.
Oh my god. Insta kills only. But like, give me something so like they can actually interact. That's the best part, though.
Yeah, we already go down that road with Datacrons. Like, can we just call it an Omicron and get it over with? Like, I want some of these dumb teams to have more than just like an off one, use. And so it's like man, it's I don't understand why. I understand why CG doesn't do it. It's because it's not lucrative. It's not conducive for them to do that. But at the same time, it's like once a quarter, find a team that either doesn't have an Omicron or could use another one, and bring in a character to support that team to make that team a little bit more of a pain in the ass. And it's like find a way. Like, and this is my this is the dumb thing I could throw out there. Find a way for the Admiral Athbar Omicron with the Princess Leia Omicron. Yeah. Find another rebel to throw into that team. Well, he's already got an Omicron.
Find somebody else. Yeah.
TW,
yeah.
Oh, hang on. I vaguely remember who was using that in. Was it in a Leia team?
Karth was using that in a Leia team when it first came out.
Dude,
how did that work out for you, buddy?
Armored Link crit for 500,000 damage was so satisfying, okay? It was a good team. It doesn't work now because of all the mechanics in play. But
thank you, Calvin, for the raid, buddy.
Find some other character to add to that team and make that team useful. Like, have some fun with it. Like, there's no reason why we can't, but it's just one of those things where it's like we need to still add older characters to that Omicron list of characters that are still impacting the meta. And even if they're obscure ones, I'm fine with that. If it's Scarif Rebel Pathfinder, Bodhi Rook, You know, who
Hoth
cares?
Rebel Soldier.
I'm with
Hoth Rebel, yeah, Hoth Rebel Soldier. I don't give a shit. Give me something that makes some of these old characters worth investing into, because you have to already, to a degree, for TB or whatever else. It's like, make some of these old characters worth the time of these players, or encourage other players to invest in these more accessible teams. And so that's kind of where my head's been at for a lot of the new stuff.
Also,
It's
for
just more
like,
accessibility.
More accessibility is also drives more engagement, drives more people to want to, interact with the game modes more. If I get this new Omicron for this new character, this old character that I have, and I can now use this team, I'm gonna start, maybe investing in some mods for this team, which has now been elevated, and move some things around. And now I'm in game more, and now I'm interacting with things more. I'm doing more refreshes and stuff, and that's driving engagement. That's keeping things fresh. I mean, you can't say it doesn't make money when people are actually like, interacting with the game mode more. If you're more excited about GAC because you have this new fun team that you got, that, oh yay, I love CG, thanks you for making my Wookiees, do some crazy shit, and suddenly you're interacting more, you're doing more shit, that drives engagement, that drives spending, that drives everything. So I reject the notion that the old Omicrons don't make money.
Go back to the teams that you have to relic. Look at like the bounty hunters for the Executor, or the Sith for the Leviathan, or the Rebels for the Profundity. Give some random character in that faction an Omicron that boosts something up within that. Darth Maul,
please,
for all I care.
9 Sith Assassin.
For all those people that R9 their sasses.
Yes. I just want something in there that, give something that supports Darth Malgus or whatever. I don't give a care. But so many players, if you give us an Omicron that is going to be scaled off of the character's relic amplifier level, people are gonna invest because of it. It's like
fucking Scion. Scion needs an army. Give Scion a fucking army. That poor fucking guy. Oh, bless him.
Scion needs an army where he starts the battle with pain.
Yeah,
and then that alone,
which works in every game mode.
Do you mean Held by Hatred? Starts the battle with Held by Hatred, and then just add a 0 to the boosts to Held by Hatred. So instead of 100% offense, he gets 1,000.
Just give Scion an Omicron in all game modes that says all enemies start with pain and it cannot be resisted.
But and then also has to start with Held by Hatred, so he can have the revive.
Well, sure, too.
Also, make it so the revive can't be prevented.
Definitely, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because then we'll just
make him a Night Sister zombie on top of everything else. Oh my god, I would love it. I would love it. But this thing is, it's so many things about
for him.
Yes, it would. It would make so much sense, and I would love it endlessly to have
we're not
Scion
here.
to basically be in either GAC or TW. I don't give a shit which one. Make him be a nicer zombie where his revive cannot be prevented, and his pain cannot be resisted. Yeah, or Trey as a leadership. I don't give a shit.
Well, when he has the buff. Because he would have to then regain the hatred buff to then have it be prevented. So you have to kill him twice. Yeah.
So
within that time.
He starts the battle with Held by Hatred, and when he has Held by Hatred, pain cannot be resisted.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
That would be so much fun. I would love that. And that's the thing.
It would actually be significant.
Yeah. And I would R9 him tomorrow if that Omicron came into play. He is a tank. It's the only thing that's I did R8 the trio. The trio is R8.
Savage.
Who?
Fucking
I know.
He acts
Scumbag.
like one. He totally acts like one in GAC.
I do love Savage though. He is such a good character, and in all honesty, for the role he plays,
I hate it.
In GAC, he does deserve that R9 just for the additional durability of.
I think mine's still R5
of the relic.
I hate it, but yes, he is a very good character. He does. He does very good in game. Like he is as good as SWGoH should be.
I'll tell you what, the thing I would love to see in the game right now via I don't know if Conquest is the right answer or a journey guide. But I would love to see Bodhi Rook in game. Not Bodhi Rook, sorry. Who is the character? Who is the character from Jedi Survivor? Bode.
Is that right?
The turncoat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to see some of those random characters in the game. Like I feel like CG is kind of missing the a lot of the fun characters, and that's where I feel like the game should be right now, is like we should be dealing with fun, because as much as I love that they're keeping up with the Jones and the releases of current content, it's also underwhelming to engage with a lot of that stuff, because as much as we have talked about it, I don't think anybody or a very small subsect of players would be actively engaging with like stuff from the Acolyte or Andor or
it always surprised me we never even got greased from Fallen Order / Survivor. It was kind of weird. Ship. We didn't get the ship.
We would have gotten. Yeah. I think we would have gotten grease if we got the ship. But where would the ship fit in?
I mean,
well, and that's a whole other can of worms too. Honestly,
we have to make a new fleet. You know?
Yeah. Honestly, the next fleet in my head is going to be.
Like I'm with you, but yeah.
The next fleet in my head would be New Republic, but
I still want Mando.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say more. I would be more leaning
but I don't know where. There's just not enough. Like I need more for a Mando fleet.
Well, they can get the light cruiser. They can get some other things, but then, I mean, they don't really have a capital ship. You know, what's the Mandalorian capital ship going into?
It's the one they commandeered, right?
Well, that's like a light cruiser. You know, that's
not big enough. No.
That's like it's a tiny little thing.
The side ship. That's like the side ship of the Negotiator.
That's okay.
Like. It's not quite the same, but
hardly a capital ship.
It'll be the first fleet that doesn't have a capital ship. Okay, it's just
honest to God.
You could maybe from Skeleton Crew, the pirate ship from over there, we can get like some pirate stuff going on, some like mercenary shit.
Okay,
right?
So as much as we were saying fuck Acolyte, I so want to get some stuff from Skeleton Crew.
Bro,
I just want to
Well, the thing is that empirically.
Wait, Karth, have you seen it?
I have not.
Fuck
I
you,
have not fucking
asshole.
Show.
Oh my God! You
but
had one job.
Empirically, the Skeleton Crew overall would be a far more interesting bit to bring into Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes than Acolyte ever was. But the thing is too is that the Skeleton Crew though actually does a good job of building out the possibilities of what you could bring. I feel like Skeleton Crew is like the only way you bring stuff in there is if you like half-ass bake old like the High Republic into the game. And to be honest,
wait, sorry, Skeleton Crew or Acolyte?
Acolyte, sorry.
Acolyte, okay.
There's no High Republic.
Skeleton Crew on its own.
There was a little bit like the lightsaber. They said was a High Republic lightsaber.
Oh, well,
okay. What I mean is. By what was presented in the Skeleton Crew, that could be its own standalone content with relative ease.
Yes.
When it comes to Acolyte, the only way they could make that work is if they brought in High Republic. But if they were going to bring in High Republic, Acolyte would not be the area to bring it into. It is such a quagmire of disdain where it's like, you'd be better off just finding the books and being like, all right, what book characters do we want to bring? Or what characters that we see from Jedi Survivor that we want to bring into the High Republic? That would go over better than anything we saw from Acolyte.
Well, like even better than a standalone thing for Skeleton Crew. Like Skeleton Crew would enable you to bring in other more random shit from around from around over there. Like people are saying, you know,
pirate.
I fucking love Hondo. Give him a fucking pirate tag. You know, we could actually bring in some pirate faction. We could bring in other people from around over there. You know, give Jod an Ufu tag and you know, give him some fun stuff.
I mean, they
can do
the
stuff we
the
could
evil
do.
Pirates.
Give me a New Republic fleet with that
fucking B-Wing and I will lose my fucking shit. I will lose my shit. Oh my god. Give me that B-Wing with that prototype fucking laser system. Amazing. I want it so goddamn bad. And I just like, in my head, everything points to if they're going to do a new meta fleet, it's going to be New Republic. It's going to be with General Syndulla with the capital ship. It's going to be all of that because nothing else fucking makes sense. Everything else is trash.
I'm not saying that I'm against a New Republic fleet, okay? But if we get a New Republic fleet and it doesn't have Ahsoka just standing on top of the fucking ship, I don't want it, okay? Like, they can just bin it and start again. We gotta have Spaceship Ahsoka just chilling up there.
Gotta be Spaceship Ahsoka. Yep.
You know, somebody made the joke of the Skywalker legacy of being outside the ship defending it, and they're like, yeah, apparently Anakin, Ahsoka, Rey, Leia, all of them have these mechanics of like when they're involved with the starship, they just bend the rules of logic and go, fuck it, we do whatever we want.
We're winging it, baby. Literally.
Yeah. Oh my god. Literally. It's so bad.
Yeah. See, my only problem with the New Republic fleet is they would have to bring in an entire fleet, and then 2, half of those ships I just want for the Rebel fleet. Like, people are saying in chat, and A-wings and everything. I'm with Robbie. Like, give me an A-wing, but like, why can't the Rebels have an A-wing? Let's revive the Home 1 fleet.
100%. But the thing is too is that I would think of the.
That's what I wanted to say earlier. He's the pilot. Give Bodhi the Rogue. He's the pilot. Give Bodhi the Rogue One.
Before we get Fondor, give me a captured Imperial shuttle and make Bodhi the pilot.
The Fondor, yes.
The Fondor.
But outside of
the amount of Rebel ships they're missing, we could have a 3rd Rebel fleet. It's crazy.
But the thing is, though, is that so much of my head goes to, I don't know if either of you guys have played the EA game for Rebel starships.
I was going to say that doesn't narrow it down. It's an EA game. Fuck.
It's after the whole thing, but it's I can't remember
Republic
what is
Commando.
it called. No, that is
Squadrons.
A different game. Squadrons. There it is. The entire Squadrons game is designed around the Iden Versio going to the Republic.
I thought that was Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2 is like Iden's Fall and everything.
That's part of it, but the Squadrons game also plays conjunction of that.
I never finished Squadrons. I played like the first couple missions and then I got bored.
So Squadrons doubles back. Squadrons doubles back into that because of the time frame. So I'm like, give me the Starhawk, give me the B-Wing, give me the A-Wing.
God.
Eat all the dicks. The game's been out for years. I don't care. But it's like that's the place that makes the most.
That's the problem.
That makes the most sense for me for Capital Games to go towards, because otherwise I don't know how you bring any fleet to life besides the Separatist fleet, Dark Side Separatist fleet, without just like a whole like revamp of what used to be in place. And so I would really love a lot of the games. To be honest, my hope is that CG looks at the older games in Star Wars and even the current games and uses that as what they bring into Galaxy of Heroes, because I feel like a lot of players have a better connection with the games than they do the TV series. But even at that junction, there's only so much you can bring in from the TV series before you run out of useful content. And it's like, I could see like the Fondor coming in and buffing the profundity to make the profundity once again better than the Executor.
Can it just like hard counter the punishing one?
If
the enemy punish, it starts with a bonus turn and an insta kill for a dark side bounty hunter ship.
Specifically,
that is called the punishing one.
But like, I can see the Fondor coming in to counter the Executor fleet to make it a little bit better against the Leviathan. But as a
What a
next
good
like
fucking
meta
ship,
fleet,
man.
I
Oh my
can't
god.
see Trench Separatist being the next thing. It seems like the New Republic's the next thing to go. Give me a Starhawk as the capital ship. Give me the B Wing. Give me the A Wing. Give me a couple other things from the different shows to make it work, and then just send it, and that would be fine. But man, there are so many things where we're at now where it's like either it's too convoluted as to what they could bring, or there's just not enough to make it worth your time.
Yeah, I think Fleet is in a weird place right now. It almost feels like no matter which way they go, it's going to be an uphill struggle to get a new fleet off the ground. But they need to please fucking release a new fleet. Like, I'm so bored. Like, new meta fleet, please, and I'll be a happy chappy.
Well, but the
fleet changes recently have not been great.
They screwed Fleet into the ground with a new
except
fleet,
for the Scimitar.
The Punishing One.
Yeah, that was
Scimitar change was good. But yeah,
the Punishing One
fuck you.
at Edition plus the Dagger changes have made Fleet so boring to the fact that where it's like, all right, 9 times out of 10, you're better off leaving the Bounty Hunter fleet on defense, taking the Rebels and the Sith to offense, because that will guarantee a one-shot. It's like, it doesn't even matter what you do anymore. Even triple defense, if you go triple defense and your opponent goes triple offense, you're in a worse position than the vice versa. And so it's like, we need something different. We need something new. We need something that's going to irrevocably change what's in play. And right now, the only way to do that is a brand new faction. We cannot have any bleed into existing. And so that's why in my head, we gotta push New Republic for when it comes to a new fleet. And I would be okay with that.
Do you think CG just sort of sits there at the back and thinks, geez, I really wish we'd get some new Star Wars TV shows that we can make content around? Do you think they're just like, I really want something set in this era so we can make something new, and please let it have.
Well, I think a lot of it comes from that a lot of EA and Disney in general has been pushing the current releases as their driving force of content, which I understand wholeheartedly. But if CG wants to make money and make a lot of it, and I mean a fuck ton of it, you need to go to the games. You need to go to the games. Go to the games, because the 30-year-olds
that's where the fans are. That's where the money is, man. Come on.
Exactly. The 30-year-olds who have money are looking at Star Wars Republic Commando, Jedi Academy, Jedi Outcast.
I want to go back and play them.
I want to go through all those.
Dude, I am on the verge of replaying Jedi Academy. I love that game so much.
Get Janos in the game and the Moldy Crow.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing, is that there is so much that I'm just like, I don't understand why you don't go back to that. I get where Disney wants to push to what's being released, but if you want to make money, the majority of the people who spend in this game are going to be 30-year plus older, and they're going to be people that want to have that 1990s, early 2000s connection. I swear to God, if they came out with Delta Squad in this game, it wouldn't matter the cost. I would spend the money to have that team day one.
I know.
That's where I was with Bad Batch.
That's your.
I have to remember. Sorry, I do remember a while ago them. Sorry, I remember a while ago them saying like all their new characters, all the new teams, everything. They have to get cleared with EA. They have to get cleared with like all that sort of stuff. So they're like literally need to like ask permission for Disney, like saying, "Hey Disney, maybe please bring this character into the game and whatnot." So like maybe they bring like they say, "Hey, can we bring these old characters in there?" And they're like, "Well, they're not really canon anymore. They're not really here." So. I'm not really so sure about that. I'm glad they brought Starkiller and stuff like that, so I know they have some leeway. and I think they may have used some of their capital. But no pun intended. But I'm here for it. Like I want to get more of those old shits in here. And if there's less movies or if there's less TV shows and stuff coming out, maybe this is the year. Maybe this is the when they can finally start pushing for some of that old stuff. If they can actually get some of that good stuff in here. Garth, I'm here for it.
Bring it all.
Though, like I swear to God, I would spend so much money just to have the 90s and early 2000s Star Wars experience in this game. Not because, it's like it's anything special to the world at large, but just because it's what I grew up with. It's what resonates well with me. And I don't know why CG ignores a large part of that. I mean, even when Bane came out, Bane was such a rallying cry to the community to bring in
it was huge.
Legends character into the universe as a whole.
I love Bane so much,
and I just can't understand why they're so desperate to chase the mythology of what's being released instead of going back into, I mean, hell, even look at like the Old Republic, the timetable of Exar Kun and other different Dark Jedi, and just bringing that into the game, let alone anything else. Like, there is so much story available that they just ignore. And I'm like, if you want to bring me the New Republic fleet and you want to make this whole thing New Republic and whatever, I'm fine with that. The New Republic isn't bad. Even the High Republic isn't bad if you ignore certain parts of the story.
If you just ignore the characters and stuff.
There are certain books that should have just not been written. That's all I'm going to say. But I mean, I honest to God feel like the best thing for CG to do moving forward 2025 and beyond is look at the games that were released for Star Wars and look at what's positively received, because the majority of your spenders are going to be in that realm. Even Battlefront 2, with all of its warts, there is a subsect of players who liked the story, who liked what happened there, what progressed there.
Was awesome.
It was a great addition. There were so many things about her story that were fantastic, regardless of EA's bullshit monetization practices in the campaign. But it's like, I don't understand why there is such a hesitation to engage with the games, because the games is what ties the community together. Whether or not you were a person
licensing issues, isn't it?
Possibly, but I mean, like, if you were somebody who engaged with Star Wars: The Old Republic in 2020 versus somebody who engaged with it when it originally released in the early 2000s, the story still holds true. The characters still hold true. People are still interested in those things, and there are so few people that just want to push that along. And I'm like, man, that's where your money is. If you want to get a 30-year-old to spend money, hit that nostalgic factor like it's fucking gonna give you an orgasm. Like, don't just ignore the shit.
I'm kind of with Robbie. Yeah, for SWGoH, I like most MMOs. I like the storyline. Like, that was always interesting and whatnot. I've never been huge on the MMO gameplay. Like, the just sitting there in the numbers to spam whatever spell. It was never really did it for me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
never really about that. But again, the storylines were great. Like, going through all the stuff. I didn't finish all of them, but those were always really good stuff. I loved KOTOR. KOTOR, that
Oh,
was my
man,
shit.
dude.
Oh my god.
If
Like,
KOTOR 2 had been finished properly,
oh my god, if they finished the
it would
storyline,
have
they
been
did it justice. Yeah.
the best sequel ever.
Yeah.
And even then, if you've gone back and played the
improvements were
modded,
great.
yeah, the mechanic improvements, the cosmetic improvements were great. The storyline was a fantastic improvement. It's literally the last like 10% of the game where it feels incredibly shoehorned into.
Did not stick that landing.
No, it didn't. But the rest of it is so well thought out. If you get the mods that kind of fill out the rest of the game and everything else goes into place, that the KOTOR series in general is fantastic. And that's where I'm just like, I'm looking at CG, I'm like, you realize the majority of your spenders are going to be people like 25 plus, and they're going to be people who grew up playing KOTOR. Dude, honest to God, KOTOR 1,
Look,
my dad's original laptop could not handle, for whatever reason, playing past beyond the Basilisk Shan being captured and trying to rescue her. No. It's like the planet you go to. Basilisk Shan gets captured. You have to go rescue her from the Starforge.
That's quite late on. Sorry.
Could not. Yeah, it's a ways on. My dad's computer could not handle it. I played. No, this is the first game, KOTOR 1.
Oh, KOTOR 1.
I played that story multiple times up to that point because it was so enthralling. It was so interesting to get to that point. Whether or not I could resolve the story, it was so interesting.
And that's the part I feel like back then, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that's when they fucking.
That's the part about Star Wars in a nutshell that I feel like we've lost. It's like it's just not interesting anymore. Everything's so methodical and laid out, where it's like, man, go a little off the beaten path, and you're going to have these people who grew up on this demographic of Star Wars who are just going to spend their left nut to enjoy these characters they grew up on. And I don't understand why they touch that. They just go, oh, we're going to keep following whatever Disney releases. And I'm like, well, it's progressively getting shittier, so stop.
Well, Skeleton Crew was good. I maintain Skeleton Crew was
but that's like 1 out of 4 series
I know where you're coming
released.
from. It's there are definitely more misses than hits when it comes to recent Star Wars projects. Mandalorian started out really, really good. First 2 seasons, I think, were solid. It petered off in season 3. But Skeleton Crew was a smash, in my opinion. It was a hell of a good show.
Dude, it's been a good return to the Skeleton Crew has been a good return to the Star Wars story without being laden with the unfortunate the unfortunate ties to the Skywalker saga. And unfortunately with Disney, that has been the best performing content they've released.
So was OG seasons of Mando. It was like that performed phenomenally well because it was fresh, it was different, it was new. It's set in the universe.
It wasn't tied to the universe, and that's the thing. Is like that's what does well. Is like we want Star Wars stories, but we don't want the nostalgia. Like I love Luke, and I love the whole thing he comes with.
Yeah.
But quit tying every story back to him. Like there was no need for the end of Mando season 2 to tie into Luke rescuing Grogu and Mando and everyone else from what was happening there.
Although that whole race scene was sick.
It was
awesome.
And
I won't argue
that for anything.
Yeah. Did you see the remix of that to I Need a Hero?
Yes.
Fucking brilliant.
Yes, I did.
Oh my god,
that is
Google
awesome.
it, Wolfie. Google it.
I gotta find that.
Cool. Yeah. It's fucking.
That is awesome.
That's amazing. I'm gonna check that out later.
But no, I agree. Like they need to be a little bit braver and just tread the untread waters. You can still be in Star Wars. You could still be in an established timeline, but just don't make everything about the Skywalker family.
It's a big freaking galaxy. All right, you have so many freaking stories you can tell. Like it is.
Well, get a little bit away.
Just
well, the thing is too is like
you could tell
when it comes to
5 million different stories literally on the planet Coruscant, none of which have anything to do with the main storyline, and they would all just be like Star Wars stories. Like 100%. Just the amount of material that they could just do. Like tell us about some swoop gangs. Like give me some random like shit over there. Like give me some like
yes,
how much 100%. Do they have? Like come on,
there is so much content. Yeah, they could. Well, the thing is that there's so much content. That's what I liked about the Old Republic in general. The stories of Revan that you get from the game and whatever else is so little of it was tied to the Jedi. So much of it was tied to, him as a person and
world building and the greater universe.
Accomplish. Yeah. Exactly, and that's what made it so great. Is because it was like, we get the Skywalkers are a thing. We get they have this influence on this period of time of the galaxy, but like Revan and what he accomplished outside of the Jedi and the greater world beyond was so much more interesting because it was actual faction building, alliance building, world building, and had nothing to do with the fact that, well, I'm a Jedi and so therefore I decreed it and therefore it is what it is. Like there was so much more beyond that it made it more compelling, and I feel like with CG, if they really want to make this game more lucrative moving forward, is draw on those experiences and those people who connected with those experiences. That's how you're going to make your money moving 25 and beyond.
Who knows? Hopefully.
Faux show.
All right. We are coming up to wrap-up period. So do we want to take a look at questions?
Do we got questions?
We have a couple. I know we have a couple.
We have a couple. Quite literally.
Literally a couple.
We have literally a couple. So the first one is from Rovawine. Did Karth finally watch Skeleton Crew? No, he's a fucking dirty stop-out. My thoughts on that are Karth has got one job for next episode of Tribe Talks is finish the fucking Skeleton Crew. Start the fucking Skeleton Crew.
I know. Start. That would be the first thing. Start.
Yeah. Will the Bad Batch group be needed for a new legendary or legacy type of character? And if so, what will it be? Yeah, they already
said no. They already said no.
Will they get a new ship? Who knows?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Doubtful.
Will Batcher come to the game? With Batcher coming to the game, will they introduce more animals? I would like a Lothcat. I would also like a Lothcat if I could just stroke it. That would be great. Technically, we have.
I would prefer a Loth Wolf over a Lothcat. Between the two,
we've already got a Lothcat in game. It's just a relic amplifier.
Lothcat, I wouldn't see coming unless there's. No. So like, the justification they gave for Batcher was that it was an active enough character, it had enough of personality, had enough of a role in the show that they could justify bringing this in as an actual character.
They didn't want to give us another
summoned
Echo.
Unit. I thought it was going to be a summoned unit. I figured that was going to be the case.
Initially, I thought they were Batcher would be the summon, and then it would be.
But they said that themselves.
It was
right?
Yeah, they said it was pivotal enough of a character. They said they decided to make it an actual playable character as opposed to just a summon character over there. So if there's another animal that is significant enough that has a significant enough role, then yeah, they could absolutely bring in some more animals. Obviously, Wampa, we said earlier, technically would be counted as an animal. But if they had what's the Rancor from the Bad Batch show that could maybe bring in something like that as a playable character.
Well, I want them to let us play the Nexu and the Acklay and the Reek. Like, make them playable characters, but have them be
that might be a bit much. But I don't know.
Make them like you can only take in that unit. I would love to have that as an aside.
That could be a little crazy.
Like they could have their own designated zone in GAC. It's like you've got a beast handling zone, and you can set one team on defense, and it'll be like the Acklay. Like, I would love to have that. That would just be something fun and different. Actually, right? You could have Acklay, Nexu, Reek. You could have a Rancor. Like bigger creatures. You could have an AAT or something like that. Something larger, boss units almost that we can place in the game. That would be fucking sick. I'd love to do that.
That's a really good idea, actually. Like, just like place a boss unit on defense for your GAC, and maybe you can like have multiple teams to attack that and break it down. And that could be good.
I'm a fan.
I like it. I like it. Sounds like a fun one.
Yeah, let's pitch it to CG. Let's get it happening. But yeah, no, I agree with you, Wolfie. I think for the rest of it, probably not.
Yeah, I mean, like, I really want Embo's puppy. Embo should have a puppy, but like, unless it's a significant enough character,
probably one that I do want.
Hey, he might after the next movie. Okay.
I want.
Potentially, yeah.
I want the main character from Star Wars Outlaws, Nix. I know it's not an EA game. It's still Star Wars, but we want Nix in the game, guys. Like, fuck K-Vess. I'm not that fussed by K-Vess.
You know what's sad about K-Vess is that the modders have done a better job of portraying her than the actual game did.
I'm telling you, all they need to do is send it to NetEase, the company that does Marvel Rivals, and they will fix any fucking problems you got with models.
For anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, like the actress who is like actually like the model for their character is like fucking gorgeous just like incredibly good looking, and then like the model that they had in game for the character is just like, what potato is this shit? Like, what what is even happening right now? This is insulting to the model that you modeled this character after. Like, what are you even doing? Like, what are you?
Well,
did you try to do bad, or
they did say that initially they tried to make the character like more realistically like less
She's
attractive.
supposed to be inspired by Ripley from Aliens.
It's a real person.
Like 80s hairdo.
I know.
Old school.
I'm with you. 100% with you. I'm just like, but they literally missed the whole point of like playing any kind of hero. It's like you're supposed to idolize them, and then like you don't even do it well. But anyway.
I mean, it's the funny thing is like when you're playing a guy in a game. How often is a guy like fucking butt ugly when you're playing fucking Cal Kestis? Would you say Cal Kestis is an ugly dude? I know he's ginger, but fucking he's still a good looking guy. You know what I mean? You go play Uncharted and you're playing Nathan Drake. You know, he's not a
what are you saying about gingers?
Well, take it up with Ranger. He knows the whole shtick. But you know, like it's an issue when it's a woman. It's not an issue when like fucking. Guys are always good looking in video games. It's okay to have good looking people in games. Right?
Not always. I mean, Master Chief wasn't exactly a looker.
I mean, I wouldn't kick him out of bed, mostly because I probably couldn't. But
if Cortana was anywhere nearby, I'd put up with it. I'm just saying.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's baffling.
What was the last question?
Who knows? We got distracted by the uglification of games.
Why isn't there a special event for Goliath, like Jabba and Leia?
It's a good question.
Special event for what?
For GL Ahsoka. Like we had scavengers. Scavengers. Yeah, I'm hoping we get one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still hoping.
I think all of us are, to be honest with you. Everyone's hopeful that GL Ahsoka is used somewhere outside of unlocking her because of the expense that was required in getting her. But man alive, with these new raid changes, my hope for that is dwindling fast.
For like a raid for her? It doesn't feel like that's going to happen.
I don't expect her to be involved in a raid. There might be an assault battle at some point or a special event.
Or some sort of thing. Yeah.
I am not hopeful for Spectre or Ahsoka in general to be required for any kind of endgame content.
It feels like she almost has to be just because like it's the newest GL, but yeah, it feels weird that they've waited this long.
Without any indication,
with no announcement,
It's
like no announcement, no nothing.
I can understand there not being an event right now, but not to have said anything about it is the weird thing, right? Because if realistically, she's been out for a month and CG has been away for a month of that. Well, she's been out for 6 weeks, and CG's been away for a month of it. So it's
they're still on Christmas vacation.
Yeah, it's like I can kind of understand it, but you leave it go any longer, and people are like, so are we just not getting anything for us?
Though, is that with
they're waiting
Leia,
for me to take my tree down.
Yeah.
With every
So
single release of a faction character
it's my
or
fault, I'm
anything else
sorry.
that has come to GL, they have stated with the release of said faction or character that they will be used for a GL, and she has gotten no release stating any of that, which is why people are now to the point that she's been released. We're into the era of the Cavalry. We have no inclination that even they will be required in the next raid. It feels like this raid is going to get pushed out to a full year of being in the game, if not more.
Oh no!
And
don't do that to me.
We're gonna get something different as involved.
I know it's better.
The raid.
I know it's better, but it's not good. Don't do that to me. Don't do
improvements, man. I'll take this raid.
It's
over,
a lot better.
I'll take the improvements
yes.
for sure.
Yes.
I mean,
I will absolutely take that over.
The improvements largely minimize my frustrations with the raid entirely. It's only the mole run now that irritates me. The rest of them are fucking easy now, so it's good. So
yeah. Apparently, people in chat were saying that the B2 lead with mole is still pretty good.
Yeah,
but
I
have
imagine
not. Yeah, I might try that.
Got a mad lad in my patron
happens.
chat that's got R9, Mole, Newt, and Sidious.
Jeez.
Yeah,
of course.
And that it's a fucking joke. It's ridiculously easy. Even before the changes, it was ridiculously easy.
With the B2 lead, yeah.
No, not B2 lead. Still, Darth Maul lead, Sidious, and Hugh Stapp actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it was ridiculously easy.
Nice.
Yeah. But apparently it's even easier.
Nice.
However, fucking don't recommend it. You want an R9 Darth Maul?
Don't do that.
Yeah. Hey ho.
Yeah.
So we did actually. You guys, come on! It's bandwidth issues. Yeah, they need a little bit more hamsters in the wheels over there, turning circles. Yeah. We did have another question in the chat. What's the most important Zeta for Slacker? Fucking, I don't know.
All
of them. I mean,
all of them.
Yeah, just
they're all good. Every GL. The answer is all of them. I don't give a shit what
if you're talking about like the order of like what you should apply them, like maybe leader and then like the GL unique first, and then like the leader, and then all of them, because you just.
As you just keep on applying the Zetas. That's usually how I do Zetas these days.
Yeah.
People ask me for recommendations on Zeta order. I go, yes.
We're sort of spoiled, but I would say for Slacker, for any GL, you probably want to go for the GL unique itself first, and then after that the leadership, and then after that.
Yeah, my default is always leader first. I don't know,
just press buttons.
It's like leadership is
maybe leader first.
Leader and unique first tend to be the strongest, and then after that it's the different abilities. But I mean, for the most part, as we found through even the initial testings of the first GLs when it came to Slacker and Ray, is that basically without all the Zetas, the team will never perform the way it should. So the Zetas add different counters that can't be used anymore. And so if you are looking for a Zeta order, the answer is leadership, uniques, and then whatever else.
The rest of them.
The answer, the majority of the time, the answer is get all of them.
Yeah, you definitely want all of them. I know a couple of people in the past have skimped on like the basics on some of the Zetas for GLs.
Yeah.
But you still want them all eventually.
Sometimes, yeah.
I get it in this day and age.
Out on a few of them,
especially in the Lightspeed bundle era, people are fucking strapped for Zetas. The newer Dolphins.
That is for sure.
Honest to God has been my criticism to CG, and I've told most people there at the same time the same thing. It's like basically, you guys are pushing out these Lightspeed bundles that give people teams they can't even utilize
because they do not have the Zetas or the Omegas to function.
Mm. Well, that's what Zeta bundles are for.
Well, but even those suck ass comparatively to what you need. You need so many Omegas to make even a Zeta worth. A Zeta requires 13 Omegas or 18 somewhere in the spread. I don't remember anymore.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to that stuff anymore.
Depending on what you're upgrading, and so it's like the fact that they're putting these characters out without any of the Omega bundles or any of the Zeta bundles, it is a massive detriment to the people who are purchasing those things. And that's what I've criticized them about. And I've told them, if you want to do future Lightspeed bundles with like different factions or different whatever else you want to do, you really got to start look at giving players everything outside of mods that they need for those teams to work, because the further you get into CG's development cycle, once you break past the release of Rey and Supreme Lord Kylo Ren, so many teams are dependent on a Zeta leadership or unique or whatever to function, that it's like
core functionality.
You can't give me a team that doesn't have the core functionality and then be like excited to use them. And so that's been my criticism to them, is like, you gotta push out teams that their core functionality works, whether or not you have the best characters.
An early game team like a Palpatine team, you go in with that without like a leadership Zeta on Palps.
Oh god, yeah.
Or you don't have Merciless Massacre. Like Zeta, it's like it doesn't do anything. Well, I mean, it does stuff, but it's like it's just a completely different team.
Yeah,
it just doesn't work.
It's the epitome of we're still piloting half a ship. Like
Bosk's leadership without a Zeta is fucking garbage as well.
At Relic 3, these characters are infinitely better than they would have been at Gear 12 or Gear 11 or wherever else they would have fallen on the spectrum. They are empirically better, but they are nowhere near the way that team should perform if they are lacking those Zeta. I mean, like Crew without his lead Zeta is a joke.
It's garbage.
The difference in those teams is night and day without that leadership. And so it's like, that's what I've been, a lot of my argument to CG has been, is like, I get where your head's at on, not giving away the farm. But at the same time, if you want to give away certain teams, you need to make the team feel viable square one. You can't be like, well, if you have the Zetas and you have the modding and you have this and you have that, then this team will perform well. And it's like, well, at that point, I might as well just take my money out of this game, go down to Las Vegas and find a hooker, because that will give me a better return on investment than whatever I'm about to spend this money on.
Yeah, damn. All right. On that bombshell, it's good night from us here at the Tribe Talks. It's been a wonderful time listening to all of you. Make sure you do swing around the stream on Tuesday. We will be giving away Batcher Shards, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be doing a quiz there. I mean, I'm saying this. I haven't asked CG if they can give out some shards, but hey, that sounds like a problem for later on, doesn't it?
I'm trying to point at the word Batcher. There we go.
Yeah, fucking over there for all you people that are watching this whilst also listening to this. Yeah, free Batcher Shards. Come join my stream. It'll be kicking off, around about the time I normally kick off streams, 7:30 p.m., 8 p.m. GMT. Don't know how that translates to your time. Might be afternoon time for a lot of you. Might be a little bit earlier. So, yeah, try to swing around. I'll try my best to get everybody involved and have a good little giveaway and a quiz, hopefully. Apart from that, guys, any final words, final thoughts?
We've had lots of thoughts and lots of words. So
lots of thoughts.
I'm gonna have a cheers and wish you all
my final words
fantastic freaking start to your 5v5 season.
Yeah, I'm with Wolfie here. My final words are: my glass is empty and I need a refill.
I like
mine
drunk
is
carp
now
on the
empty.
Tribe Talks. Let's do this. Oh man, next week I get to do that. Hey.
Woo!
Woohoo! All right. Good night, everybody. Peace out. Big love, y'all.